I will give an honorable mention, though, to a spinoff series that came from He-Man, which was She-Ra, which was more aimed for the girls to get involved in the He-Man universe, but it was still a good overall cartoon. I will say that much. And it has had a couple remakes.
Okay, now that I don't know. That's the one that I've heard the name, but I've never known anything about it.
Do you want some background on it?
Crack
I can
on.
give you some. Okay, She-Ra is her real name's actually all that's coming to mind is Voltron's princess's name, and I know that's not right. Because all that's coming to mind is Allura, and I'm like, that's not She-Ra's name. Adora, there it is. So the original 80s cartoon, Adora is the twin sister to Prince Adam. She was actually kidnapped at birth and taken to another dimension where she was raised by the enemy. She grows up as an enemy soldier. There's a rebellion going on, and they actually find out that, you know, she's the one leading the charge. She's the commander, so they're going to go after her. He-Man actually gets involved because he finds out that he has a sister, so he goes to the dimension to try to find her and takes with him the Sword of Power for her, and she has to say, by the grace of Grayskull, I have the power, and she becomes She-Ra. And then she ends up joining the Rebel Alliance because she learns that the bad guys are actually bad, they're not actually good, and it's a whole thing. And she ends up staying in that dimension to help them. But you do get crossovers from time to time of He-Man and She-Ra.
Okay, yeah, that is pretty cool. Actually, I do like that. I like the fact it changes, you know, by the grace of Grayskull.
Mm-hmm.
That's true. I like that. I like the attention when things do that. I like the attention to detail and things. So like the fact they just changed one word just because it's a woman. You know, that's cool. I love that. That's awesome, and that sounds really cool. I like it when cartoons, especially cartoons, have the balls to, you know, make a sequel or a spin-off, and it expands lore and things.
Yeah, well, the thing that I really liked about it was the fact that it was geared towards girls. It was more cutesy, but it was still action-packed, because it definitely in the 80s and the 90s, you know, we had girls that were more muscular, more manly. For lack of better wording. And here came She-Ra that told girls, you can be like this. You can still be beautiful and kick somebody's ass.